Welcome to the Business for Aligned Women podcast. I'm Honey. I'm a coach working primarily with women and specializing in aligned business, personal transformation, and embodiment. Each week here I'll be sharing business strategy, business advice, tips and tools for you to think more deeply, for you to get more self-aligned, and for you to start your week in the most conscious and intentional way possible. Welcome to today's app. We're going to be talking about your instant gratification problem. And I'm making a bit of an assumption there because not everyone has a problem with instant gratification, but I think I'm right to say the majority of people actually do at the moment. And this is something that really needs to be addressed. It is a bit of real talk, a bit blunt, a bit of a downer, so I'm going to keep it really short and hot and snappy for you. Before I get into it, I would love to invite you to work with me in February. This is the next intake I have for one-to-one clients, and it's going to be just really lovely and juicy to start your year with that level of scaling, up-leveling, getting everything super clear, super tidy, organized, and knowing exactly where you're going for the next 2 years after that, because, we build out about a 18 to 24 month plan for you in those intensives. If you're interested in that, book a call, or you can secure your space on my website or get in touch. But let's talk about this instant gratification problem. I think that this problem of wanting instant gratification, I can count 4, maybe 7 female-led businesses that I know and people that I've worked with in various capacities who it's destroying their business, or they've actually abandoned their business and got a job because how much they were being led by instant gratification and how much they couldn't handle the perceived rejection of things not immediately being what they want. It's incredibly dangerous. It's dangerous in terms of the amount. I see a lot of women kind of burning themselves out because they think if I just push really hard for a couple of months, I'll have a fully fleshed out business, rather than being slow and steady and allowing things to take the time that they need. I see it cause problems with people coming up with a quick idea, not planning it, not having a proper launch, posting a couple of stories and a couple of TikToks, and then getting really upset and resentful when it doesn't fill out, or it just has a couple of people sign up. That's because you've got instant gratification and you think that one post is enough. I see that so constantly. Also creating offers that you haven't allowed to percolate for long enough, so they're not fully fleshed out and they're not actually what your audience needs or cares about, and they're really, really hard to sell. That's another way that it affects people. It affects people I've worked with women who in the first 6 months of their business, they kill it, they make 100K plus. I've also worked with women who it takes longer, and it depends on how much you charge your offers for, how many of them you can sell in that amount of time, and what is the market demand. And if you're doing some random thing that people don't really know about, or they don't have, a desire to work with that, or if it's something that's so left of field that people don't even understand it and they're definitely not searching for it, you're not going to make as much money in that first little while, and it's going to take you a lot longer to build up trust and connection with your audience. And it's another thing, I know I've mentioned this on the podcast before, but it does happen all the time. It's almost a meme at this point that my clients will work with me and then they'll come back 3 months later and they'll say, it's not working. We're doing everything. It's not working. And then I ask them, have you done these massive lists of things that we said that you needed to do in order to build your business? And they will say, no, I've just been consistently posting somewhere. And I'll say, well, you don't get to say that it doesn't work unless you've actually done everything. But the instant gratification is pushing them to think that they don't need to do everything. They just need to post on social media and then they'll have a financially abundant business. And sweetie pie, that is not what a business is. A TikTok account is not a business. An Instagram account is not a business. A podcast is not a business. There's a lot of workings that are going on outside of those things in order for that to be a business. And social media is just one small part of a marketing strategy, and the business, marketing strategy is just one small part of a business. So we really need to stop getting tunnel vision and expecting that if we become an influencer, which is essentially what we're doing when we're expecting our Instagram or our TikTok to be our business, then everything will be fine. And that is not the state of play at the moment, and it hasn't been for a long time. And that ship has pretty well sailed. And we need to be looking at things from a much more long-term perspective. A couple of examples to get your mind kind of digging on this. I am currently sending out my Embody Space newsletters. They are to build permission and connection around an offer that I'm ideating and is creatively percolating. I don't think I will offer that until late 2024, if not 2025, but I'm willing to send an email every month to get those people to see how valuable that kind of work is, and to build that trust and that connection long enough that people realize this is important and this is helping me, and I'm willing to pay $18 a month to get more help in this area. But what I see in my clients is they post 3 TikToks and then they're upset about it not making sales. That's not allowing enough time to build permission to actually sell to these people. It's not allowing enough time to build connection or trust or community. Or even, if you're selling something that doesn't require trust, it's not even building enough for them to know who you are, for them to know if they're aligned with you and resonate with you. Things that are worthwhile require time. They deserve time, and they need it. And you should want to give these things. If your work is valuable, you should want to give it the time that it requires in order for it to blossom into what its best form is. Often I see people prematurely publish. I don't want to say launch, because they're never actually doing a proper marketing launch. They're just hitting publish on something that's premature, that's undercooked, it's underbaked, it's not strategic, it's not intentional, and then they get angry that no one signed up for it. And that is this instant gratification problem. If you are feeling a lot of frustration and resentment in your business, I want you to look at instant gratification. I do think the more time that you spend on social media, probably the more you have this instant gratification thing, because you're seeing other people blow up or other people grow, and you're thinking that it's overnight success, and you're thinking that they haven't put heaps of work in, or they haven't been consistent. And because you only see like the tip of the iceberg, the very last little bit. But most people have been, even if they haven't been doing it for a long time, they've been really strategic. So this is a gentle reminder to allow your business, your work, especially your creativity and creative ideas, to take time. And I will totally say that in the first 2 years of my business, I would just get an idea and I'd throw it out there. And that's why I wasn't that financially successful in those first 2 years. And being a creative person, it's actually a lot of work to wrestle with yourself about that, and to plan a year in ahead, and to only do 3 things in a year rather than 35 that you have in your brain. But it's what needs to happen. And when we don't have instant gratification, we can go, well, I can do those 35 things in the next 30 years. When we are approaching our business as a hobby, we think it's going to be done and won in a year. So we have to do everything really quickly. And if we're approaching instant gratification, we will quit when we get resentment, or we will burn out because we're wanting things to happen too quickly and we're doing too much in order to get that quick response. Whereas if we let go of instant gratification, we do it slowly, we do it meticulously, gently, consistently, steady over time. And we understand that that is going to reap benefits, even if we don't see them right away, even if we don't see them this year or next year. We know that we're building a good foundation for something that's going to grow for a really long time. And yeah, I'm not pointing a finger at you or picking on you. I think this is incredibly common, but I do think that if you can really like seriously let it go, you're going to have such a more nourishing and supportive and an abundant time in your business. I would love to hear if you've resonated with any of this, if instant gratification, you've realized it's something that's really holding you back. Please share on Instagram. If you think other people in your life might need to hear it, you can let me be the messenger. And yeah, I hope that you can sit down this week and just go, where am I letting instant gratification rule? And where can I commit to a more kind of artistry, a more long-term, gentle approach to growth? All right.